In this module, we'll learn to obtain ANOVA using SPSS. Along with that, we will also use this to make the decision about the regression model. Here we are talking about the simple linear regression model with one independent variable and one dependent variable, with beta naught as the y-intercept and beta 1 as a slope, and the random error term. So we speak of this model as regression y on x. Here we wish to know if we can conclude that in the population from which our sample was drawn, x and y are linearly related. And to discuss this question, we carry out a test of hypothesis where h0 is beta vector is equals to 0 against the alternative beta vector is not equals to 0. Though in the case of simple linear regression model, one can simply write beta 1 is equals to 0 for null hypothesis and beta 1 not equals to 0 for alternative hypothesis. But I intentionally put on beta vector is equals to 0 and beta vector is not equals to 0 as the hypothesis, because this is going to be used similar way if we are using multiple linear regression model. Here, if h0 is rejected, then we should be able to conclude that x and y are linearly related. Now to test this hypothesis, let's consider this example where we have GFR, which is the most important parameter of renal function assessed in renal transplant recipients. Although inulin clearance is regarded as a gold standard measure of GFR, its use is in clinical practice is limited. Kreiser et al. Examined the relationship between the inverse of cystatin C and inulin GFR as measured by DTPA GFR clearance. So the results of 27 tests are shown in the following table. And here again, we are using DTPA GFR as the predictor of inverse cystatin C as the response variable. A data is given where DTPA GFR and inverse of cystatin C values are given. Assuming that the simple linear regression model and its underlying assumption are applicable, we want to test the hypothesis h0 beta is equals to 0 against alternative that beta not equals to 0 at 5% level of significance. Our ANOVA table will look like as given in this table here, with source of variation as total, linear regression, and residual, 3 sources of variation with their respective sum of squares, degrees of freedom, mean squares, and variance ratio. So from the 3 sum of square terms and their associated degrees of freedom, the analysis of variance table may be constructed. And in general, the degrees of freedom associated with the sum of squares due to regression is equals to the number of constants in the regression equation, minus 1. But in the case of a simple linear regression model, we have 2 estimates, beta naught and beta 1. Hence, the degrees of freedom for regression are 2 minus 1, which is 1. It's very important that we understand what's the distribution of the test statistics. And it can be shown that when the hypothesis of no linear relationship between x and y is true, and when assumption underlying regression are met, the ratio obtained by dividing the regression mean square by the residual mean square is distributed as f, with 1 and n minus 2 degrees of freedom. And our decision rule states that we reject h0 if the computed value of variance ratio is equal to or greater than the critical value of f. And we can also use the p-value approach where we reject the null hypothesis if p-value is less than alpha. Once a data is added to SPSS, to see the ANOVA in regression, we'll go to analyze regression and linear. Here, our dependent variable and our independent variable will go to their respective categories. And we keep the method to be enter and press OK. It gives us the output with 4 tables The first table is for variable which are entered or removed from the model. Right now, only GFR as an independent variable has been added. Having one independent variable means it's a simple linear regression model with the dependent variables, the state and C inverse, with the results for the model summary and the ANOVA table. Here we can observe there are three sources of variation here in our model. It's a total, it's regression, and it's residual, which is also called error, with their respective sum of squares and degrees of freedom. Since we have 27 observations in our data, therefore the degrees of freedom for total is 27 minus 1, which is 26. We have only two parameters in our regression model, beta naught and beta 1. Hence, our regression degrees of freedom is 2 minus 1, and remaining degree of freedom, that is n minus k, is 25, which is for the residual, with their respective mean square. And if you divide this 0.295 by 1, you will get this answer, and divide 0.210 by 25, you'll get this answer. Taking this ratio, the F ratio, which is the variance ratio, is 35.177. And using this F statistics, the p-value calculated is 0.000, which is very less than 0.001. And we can use this p-value to make our decision that since this p-value is less than alpha, which is 0.05, hence we may reject the null hypothesis. Beta is equals to 0. And we say that the alternative hypothesis is true. And when we say the alternative hypothesis is true, we can confidently say that there is X and Y are linearly related.